Had me a late night White Castle run, so yeah, of course I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh Jesus, I haven't actually gone to White Castle in years, but
Well, to be fair, my buddies wanted to go, and I already had food of my own,
Mhm.
and it was like they went, they bought a crave case. I ended up getting some mac and cheese bites, and then they couldn't finish the crave case, and
I
they're like,
did.
"Hey, you want to take them home?" I said, "Sure, fuck it."
I don't do. We had a White Castle a long time ago. It's probably closed down by now. Last time I went was in the middle of the night, of course, because that's when you go.
Yeah, of
But
course.
no, I usually pick up their sliders at the supermarket. They have them all ready to go. You just heat them up in the microwave or steam them or whatever. Steamed
Very
hams,
nice.
as Principal
Steamed
Skinner,
hams, as they call them, not
as
steamed
Principal Skinner
clams.
would call them. Yeah. Steamed hams.
It's like, it's like
They
it's
also have
from
breakfast
it's in New
sandwiches
York.
now.
It's a New York thing. Well, I'm from Utica, and I never heard of it.
I remember that joke. That's so funny.
Oh, it's more of an Albany thing.
You know that they have breakfast sandwiches now, right?
Oh, they're fucking awesome too, man. I
And
love their
they also have
breakfast.
chicken sliders too, which is kind of unusual. I don't know. I feel
Well,
weird about the
dude,
chicken.
my stoner friends last night, what they were doing, they got a sack of chicken rings, and they were putting the chicken rings on their sliders while they were
Wait, what was
smashed.
going on here with with this obsession with putting all kinds of things into your burger? You know,
I don't know.
have you
Fucking
noticed that they're putting like onion, like Applebee's and Ruby Tuesdays and all these other high end chains are all putting like onion rings in the burgers, and I'm like, I'm pro-choice, which means I like to have the onion rings on the side. If I choose to put them in my burger, that's my choice. But you're kind of forcing something on me there at that point.
well, I still go to
Macaroni and
Burger
cheese.
King.
Why are they putting macaroni and cheese in fucking cheeseburgers?
Okay, now that's a little far fetched even for me.
They have this. Oh
Um,
my god, they have this hot dog. I think it's in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not at the White Sox, but maybe at the Cubs. Maybe in Wrigleyville. They have this hot dog that is Cracker Jacks, cotton candy, macaroni and cheese on a hot dog with onions and peppers.
uh,
And they had
okay.
I was watching a Mets game one time, and Gary, Ron, and Keith were there, and they tried it out, and enthusiastically take a bite, and then very quickly their expression sour, and they're like, "Oh God, how can you eat this?"
Because
Okay.
we Chicagoans are a bunch of fucking weirdos, I guess.
Wait, before we start, I have a question for you because I'm watching a lot of Chicago centric stuff, as you know.
Of course.
Now, and this is like Shameless and Ozark. Basically, there's a lot of talk about Chicago. Now, it seems to me, based on these TV shows, that there are two different kinds of there are two different classes in Chicago and two different kinds of fans. It seems like all the wealthy elite watch the Cubs, and all the working class and poor people watch the White Sox. Is that true?
You got it right.
So there is a definite caste system going on between baseball teams.
Well, because traditionally, the north side of Chicago is considered the richer side of Chicago
There you
because
go.
you have
Okay.
all the richer towns.
And that's where
So
Wrigley
yeah,
Field
that's
is.
where the Cubs are. Cubs are on the north side. South side, of course, is the poorest side of Chicago. So like south side, everyone loves the Sox, you know.
Hmm.
But what's funny about out here, honestly, no bullshit, there are more Cubs fans in the south side than there are fucking Sox fans out here.
Wonder why that is. Maybe because the Cubs have been getting into the postseason more regularly, more
No,
frequently.
because dude, let me tell you, I've been grown up here my whole life. My whole entire family on my mom's side is fucking Cubs fans. Like, literally, save for two of my cousins. That's it. Everyone else is a fucking Cubs fan.
Okay.
So only three of us are not Cubs fans.
We sort of have that in New York. We didn't have the benefit of that in Philadelphia. We're so poor we couldn't afford one baseball team. But in New York, before my time, it was obviously the Brooklyn Dodgers were the big working class. That actually baseball was so cheap back then to go see. Everybody went to see. There was no class, there was no wealth or anything like that, right?
Right.
But then it changed, as we get into the 50s and the 60s. And then the Dodgers moved to L.A., which broke Brooklyn's heart. But then the Mets started. So it seems like the Yankees are for the wealthy elite, and the Mets are for the working class. Even though tickets are pretty pricey, regardless.
See, luckily the Sox kind of suck, so going to a Sox game is cheap.
It's very cheap. They pay you to go.
Yeah, pretty
Please,
much.
please take a ticket. Please, here's a ticket and $20.
Just go see a fucking Sox game, please.
Well, I mean, you don't know what happens. Baseball is like seasons; they change.
Yep. Like I
2018.
think your Mets, they were last place the year they won it all.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
They were last place, and then all of a
Don't
sudden,
even. The Mets really pissed me off because they were number one the entire year and lost it in the last week. They lost it in the last week.
I know how that goes, though. I know how that goes when you're the number one. Look at the Sox. They were the number one team, in August, and then by the time it came to the playoffs, they were done.
Well, that's the curse. You know the curse.
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe and all that.
Well, but they won it in 2005, so that's all I care about. They got one. They got one.
Yeah, that was around the time the Red Sox won too. It's like
the
weird
Red
shit was
Sox got
happening.
it the year before.
Yeah.
Red Sox got it in 04. I think Sox got it in 05. White Sox got it in 05. I remember that.
Something happened.
See,
Okay.
2003 was the year of both curses. That was when we could have had the greatest World Series of all time, but unfortunately both teams got smacked in the second round. It could have been Cubs versus the Red Sox back in 03.
You mean the White Sox, right?
No, Red Sox.
Oh, the Red.
It could have been Cubs versus the Red Sox in 03.
Yeah, but what about the Cubs versus the White Sox? Wouldn't you want to see that?
Oh, that would be, dude. I would have rather seen the Cubs versus the Red Sox.
Really?
I would have rather.
I can't
seen
stand
that.
the Red Sox. They're like
Neither
the Yankees.
Can I just wanted to see that. I just wanted to see.
I hate
that
the Red
matchup.
Sox. I hate the Yankees. There are two teams I really hate. I'm not a big fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, but they are National League, so I have to support them in any case. I'm a National League guy, even though it really doesn't make sense anymore since pitchers don't bat. I've seen pitchers hit home runs, though. I have.
Yeah, Babe Ruth did it.
Yeah,
Babe
Steve
Ruth.
Carlton. I was in Veterans Stadium when Steve Carlton, just up to bat, willy-nilly, hits a home run. Also, Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez never batted like before in his life. He was mostly an American League pitcher. But when he pitched for the Mets one year, he actually hit a fucking home run. And everybody was like, get the fuck out of here. Okay. Well, we're done with baseball talk. Now it's time for Oscar Wrap-Up 2023.
Oh, yes. Or as we like to call it, John was right, everybody else was wrong. Kiss my ass.
Or as Dave likes to call it, what the fuck?